Hey everybody, it is Saran from Restored into New. Today I'm going to show you how to properly prep a piece of furniture for painting. So many people out there are just slapping the paint on and they're not prepping the piece, and months later the paint is flaking off, bubbling up, and they have to redo it. So if you do these 7 steps, I promise you your paint will last the test of time. So the first 2 steps I've already done. You want to take off the hardware, that's step number 1. And in another clip I will show you how to clean your hardware. I have about 2 or 3 different ways that I use, and I'll show you that in another clip. And step number 2, you want to vacuum your piece. You want to vacuum the sides, the top, inside the drawers as well, all of it. If you have an attachment, vacuum it out really, really good. The next thing, for the next steps, you're going to use paper towel. Do not use a rag, because if you use a rag, you're going to keep adding the cleaner from the last step into the new step and just smearing the stuff back into your piece. So you don't want to do that. You want to use a fresh piece of paper towel for each step. So step number 3, we're going to use an all-purpose cleaner. And I'm just going to show you the steps on the top of the piece to save time. But you want to use an all-purpose cleaner. Do not use a cleaner that has oil in it, because that oil is going to leave a residue and it's going to sit up under your primer and your paint, and it's not going to stick. So use a cleaner that does not have oil in it. So spray it on and wipe. Wipe really good. And throw that out. Step number 4, you want to use a degreaser. I like Crud Cutter. That's one of my favorites, but use whichever one you like. And you are going to wipe it down with a fresh piece of paper towel. Just like that. Step number 5, you're going to use a 100 grit sanding sponge, and you're just going to go over the piece and just rough it up. Scuff it up really good. You don't have to sand into the stain, but enough to where you just rough it up enough where your primer and your paint will stick really good. Dust it off. Next step, TSP. And you can get this at any big box hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's. This works great. I use this to clean kitchen cabinets. When we repainted our old kitchen at our old house, the cabinets, cleaned it with TSP, and it was the best thing ever. Matter of fact, I say if you're going to repaint your kitchen cabinets, you must use TSP to really give it a good cleaning. Because you want that paint and that primer to stick. There's nothing worse than having your paint come up. It's awful. If you have a piece, by the way, if you have a piece that has like a high gloss finish or like a lacquer finish, the 100 grit sandpaper may not be enough. You might have to use liquid sander to really get that shiny finish off so that that primer can adhere. All right, after the TSP, you don't want to paint over this because you may not see it, but there is a residue of cleaner on here. So you want to go over the piece with water. And I broke my spray bottle, so I'm going to have to pour the water into my paper towel. And you can use a little vinegar too in the water if you want, like a 50-50 vinegar water, if you want to do that. And this will get off any cleaning residue that's on your piece. Now, do you think I'm going to say you can paint now? You can't. Because even though this piece may look dry to the eye, it's not. It's not at all. And you don't want to get water trapped under your primer. That would be a nightmare. You got to let this piece sit overnight and fully dry out. Especially if you have a piece that has intricate detail like this one here. Because when you get in there with your little brush and clean it out with the cleaner and everything and the water, that's not going to come out by going over it with a paper towel to dry it. It has to literally dry out of those little crevices. So let the piece sit overnight, if you can, 24 hours to fully dry out. Then you can start priming and painting your piece. So those are my steps. I'm telling you, if you do those 7 steps, you will have a finish that lasts the test of time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I appreciate your time. Bye-bye.